What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. Let's talk about it. Because somebody brought it up in the questions. They was like, man, do you think, man, that T.I. blew his opportunity with Young Dro? Like, I don't think he promoted Dro. He didn't want Dro to get no shine. Dude, um, I don't know what to tell you here. Since the beginning of time, I can't name a rapper really off the top of my head where the scenario has worked out better for the artist under the rapper. Rappers being promoters. That's good for their brand, but I can't see where it's really worked out for the other artists. The only time I really seen that happen really was Young Money. Drake and Nicki end up having successful careers under Lil Wayne. And actually become bigger than Lil Wayne. I mean, as weird as that might sound, Drake is in the stratosphere. He's in a whole different stratosphere. Everyone else, eh, I've never really seen that happen. 50 Cent G Unit. Nobody was more successful. I mean, they ate good, but none of them could surpass 50 or be on that level. Young Dro, there was no way Tip was gonna let that happen. You know, and that's why it didn't work. You have artists who we never know really. To be fair, we never really know exactly how it would have went because Tip went to jail. So because Tip went to jail, we never got a chance to see the full potential of what could have been. So, with that being said, you look at Young LA at the time, they had Young Dro. Dro had shoulder lean, and it should have, I mean, they should have built off the momentum. Young LA had Ain't I, and they were on their way, but Tip had his own problems that torpedoed the entire label, compromised everything that he was about. And next thing you know, he was on Crime Stoppers. And everybody on his record label was about crime. So it's kind of hard to come out with a trap album when you got that over your head. And doing your job promoting, those guys was kind of left out in the wind. So I hope that answers your question. But I'm trying to think, man. You go back to Jay Z. Benny Siegel had a career, but it didn't ultimately work out well for them. You know, think about it. Freeway had a bit of a career, but ultimately didn't work out well for him. You know, the only artist who was signed to the label, but he wasn't really signed because of Jay-Z. He was signed because of Dame was Kanye West. Dame signed him, not Jay. So it might be more worth it to be signed to a another record company or someone who doesn't rap. Just sitting here thinking about it, that might be more beneficial for you because you don't have to compete with your boss. Because rap is all about ego, and you don't want your ego bruised by somebody in your own camp, then ultimately this doesn't work out. And a lot of people will say, yo, what about the Wu Tang? They all was signed with RZA and they all was stars. They were a rap group. The RZA wasn't an individual artist really. But ultimately, as you can see, there's too many personalities to hold together. And for a lot of them, it didn't work out well for. Then you got other situations that was always there on the horizons. You look at situations where Lil Wayne and Drake, the reason why that was successful is because Wayne was able to let them be them. And he didn't mind or say, I gotta be on all your songs. Or I have to be the face. He basically said, I'm gonna give you your chance. And what you do with it, you do with it. And this was at the height of Wayne's career. That's something nobody really do. At the height of his career, where he could have been promoting the next Wayne album, he was the biggest thing in hip hop. And instead of saying, here's my next project, he said, here's Nicki Minaj, here's Drake. And the reason why he did that was because of the way his contract was set up. See, when your contract isn't set into a certain position where these things mean so much to you, or this is how it should flow. When your contract isn't designed to be structured in a certain way, sometimes these are the results. Your contract ain't right. You're going to want to sit back and just put out mixtapes because you was eating more off the mixtape than you was off the album. So yeah, I saw the writing on the wall. I saw that lawsuit coming years before it did. So Wayne was holding out for a long time. That's why you didn't get the Carter 3 for so long after 2. He started putting out mixtape after mixtape after mixtape. And y'all didn't pick that up. Y'all didn't understand what was going on with the process. Well, the businessman was Slim. Slim was the businessman, and Baby was the rapper. The timers, they was really setting it off. Then when it came to money, they didn't want to pay the producers. So they had to reinvent themselves. Manny Fresh was gone, and they had to revamp what they had at the time. So being signed to a rap artist or being signed to a regular promoter is, you would think it's beneficial to sign to the rapper. The rapper understands me, he knows what it's like, but he gonna see you as competition rather than it's beneficial for them. 50 Cent would make more money off Lloyd Banks selling 10 million records than him selling 10 million records. He didn't understand that. Lloyd Banks wasn't gonna sell 10 million records, but just saying. He didn't understand it. And Fifth is my guy. I ride with Fifth, but that part he didn't understand. Nobody could outdo the man. Hey, he going by the rules of power. You can't outdo the master. Well, in this instance, outdoing the master is best for the master. Because of the way his contract was structured and the way he clearly owned G Unit outright. So he would have ate more off them than he would off his own project. Well, the thing about Drake is being signed to an artist and why it worked out for him, but he was in a bad contract. A lot of you didn't know that, but Drake was in a bad contract. He's got to pay three different people before he gets paid. That was bad, but it was the way to get on. And he knew how to make his money out of it. So after all those records he put out, all those hit songs, everything, what Drake got to do is do shows. Now you're gonna see his net worth and everything just start to skyrocket because now he's in a new position to well, he just renegotiate, where he owns more of his work. So his next projects, he's gonna get more revenue and reap the more of the benefits after he's completed all his albums that he owed the studio. So you'll see a more productive, outlook. But if I'm a rapper, I'm coming through the door, most likely I'm gonna have more contact with the rapper before I have contact with the actual record promoter. Because I might run into that rap artist. That rap artist is hot. He might blow me up faster. But for me, I would always choose the promoter over another rapper. Because I would always understand the mind of another rapper. The mind of another rapper is self preservation. Even the best rappers in the world. Look at Nas and Bravehearts. Nas didn't know what he was doing with no record company. Didn't have a clue. None of them guys had nothing in place. You know, Cameron had a good thing with Dipset. Didn't know what to do with it. Had Jewels, had Jim Jones. Jim didn't even rap. Now Jim Jones is rapping. And probably more famous now than Cam. Because Cam didn't really know how to handle many, many things at once. He was trying to manage people's careers and try to do his own, he had his hand in too many pots at one time and wasn't really focused enough on the one thing that was really working for him. And ended up derailing a lot of stuff he was doing. So I don't have a problem with most of these dudes, man. Like people be thinking like, yo, you hate such and such though. I don't have no hate towards no real rappers at all. If I disagree with something, that's just it. But definitely hit me up on the Cash App or the Streamlab, either one. You know my Cash App already, but just in case you don't, it's Carceno, Karceno. And I'm finna roll. There's 4 videos here. I don't know why they don't want you to see this NFL video. The NFL's scared of me. Jeez. But yeah, check that out. Let me know what you think. I'm out.